Alright, once again, it's left side of the brain. And we about to get right into it. What we're going to talk about today is the frequency, freak, like Adina Howard, freak, but as in frequency of the frequency modulation of the energy of people within the HPB system. And we know that the HPB system is the human prison bar system. A term coined by yours truly. I also have explanations. And I've come up with a series of laws that govern the HPB system. And let's get right into it. Hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button. All right, it's like this, man. See, I still see that people don't get it. And I'm not saying that like I'm pressed about it and I'm hurt or depressed about it, because really, if you don't get it, then it's not for you. You get what I'm saying? But people are still under the false premise of what males and females really represent. Okay? I was reading a comment today, and a person left a long message. And as soon as I seen something that they wrote, I knew then that this person was still under the spell. You see, he said something about all women are not like this way, but they just like this because of the toxicity of years and years of phallic, which means penis, male oppression. As if men were not created to be the leaders in the first place. So he came at me with this feminist agenda, but it was wrapped up and disguised in like it's some kind of higher information. And as soon as I read that, I knew that this is one of those individuals who really is a beta. Don't know a lick about the HPB system and what women really are. And the person mentioned something like all females are not a part of it. But I let him know. I said, everybody, we understand that in nature there are certain anomalies to everything. But generally speaking, what I tell you about male and female nature, it represents like 99.999%. And that's why I say when dealing with females, take it with a grain of salt. You're never supposed to trust anybody, really. But mainly, you're not supposed to trust a female, primarily because a female has a nature which is hypergamous. They always going for the better option. You see, and I don't want to delve in that too long, but what I'm saying is, you got to understand that they the ones who modulate male behavior. And not just them, but it's other men who also help aid the agenda of the female prison bars. I put them all in one category, to be honest. You know, to me, any man who doesn't have the full knowledge about what's going on, that individual, he's operating just like a female. And I'm gonna say this. Any man who is operating in ignorance, he is just like a woman, which means he will be governed by his emotions. When you get the truth about this thing and what's going on, you will not be guided by your emotions. It will be logic and testosterone over emotions. Now, when I say frequency modulation, I'm speaking about how females, even in this public setting right now, I'm gonna lift the camera up. Even in this public setting right now, you see how it's a mixed crowd, right? Male and female. Now, a lot of times when men get around women, they adjust their behavior. True or false? Why do they adjust their behavior, you ask? Because what's taking place in an environment where you have males and females, you have a mating ritual taking place. It's silent, it's under the radar, but it's taking place. Men and women are sizing each other up 24/7. They're using their eyes. They looking at you real quick. They get into data. They trying to see where do you fit in all of this. They saying to themselves, is this person worthy enough? Or they may just be looking to see if you are attractive enough. Do they find you sexually attractive enough? They looking at all of this stuff. They looking at all of this, right? And they saying to themselves, I wonder what he's like. And you saying to yourself, as a man, most likely you're saying, I wonder if I'm good enough for her. And what does that lead to? That leads to frequency modulation. Because men, they know what women are looking for. Like, all of you have social media accounts. You see these girls on Instagram. You see the type of things they into. So what happens is, eventually men, they become molded and shaped by the frequency of the females. Whatever frequency level that she is on, it molds and shapes the man. You see what I'm saying? And before you know it, he will be acting indifferent to the truth, just like a female would. Because a woman don't have no time in her mind for these things that I'm saying right now. Because a lot of this, what I speak about, females don't experience it. They the ones who control the atmosphere. They're not experiencing the full spectrum of what a man goes through. And I can give you a prime example. It's certain jobs that men do that females don't do because they are not equipped to do it. Like working construction jobs and lifting up heavy objects all day and doing like very dangerous jobs. A female was not designed for that. And even though they might do it, their bodies pay the price for it because they will break down under certain amounts of strain on their muscles faster than a man would, because you're just not designed to do certain things that men do. And in that same regard, a woman would break under pressure if she could live the life of a man for 24 hours. So I say all this to say, a lot of the things that I speak about, these females, they have no clue about it. And what happens is, a lot of times men who are raised by their mothers, who are beta, they will get into like conversations with females, and they will begin to become infected by the way the female thinks. So if she is against something because he is looking for female acceptance, then he will go against his natural instincts just to be accepted by that female. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I call it frequency modulation. And this happens all the time. You have these women dictating these men. It's even in the word. They dictating you. They controlling you by your dick and the desires of your dick. You see what I'm saying? And that's what makes a lot of men resist the truth. That's what makes a lot of men not speak out about the truth. Because I'm gonna be real with you. It's consequences to live this lifestyle. I mean, you risk losing your job. You risk getting pussy. You risk losing friends, family, all of that. So who really, wants to put themselves out on a limb like that, other than a crazy left side of the brain? You see what I'm saying? So, and the fact that it's so few of us, most of these men, they just like females. That's right, I'm talking about the men today. So when I talk about females, a new thing. You can be a man and be a female. That's right. You can be a man and be a female. It's two females we dealing with. We dealing with the actual birth giver female and the female that thinks like a woman, but he has the anatomy of a man. That's what we dealing with, men. You jaguars. I'm speaking to the real jaguars now. That is who we are up against. And that's another form of disguise. You see, the human prison bar system is set up. Remember the law of difference. It applies to this as well. If all of our opposition was just females, we would eventually figure it out. So that's why the human prison bar system, it also designed certain males who look just like us, who got broad shoulders and everything, to be amongst us. And that goes hand in hand with the law of difference that I speak about. Because if everybody was the same and you was the only one that was different, but everybody else was the same, it would be too easy to figure out that you was in a prison. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's designed the way it is. You see what I mean? That's why it's designed the way it is. So not to give it away. So it won't give itself away. You get what I'm saying? This thing is a complex network. One thing about the human, we have super intelligence. We can figure things out over a span of time. So that's why this human prison bar system is so complicated and complex, but at the same time it's simple when you can apply those laws that I was telling y'all and that I'm teaching y'all about. Because one thing about this human prison bar system, you can't teach a dog new tricks. They just using the same tricks, but they doing it in different ways. The law of difference, but it's the same thing behind it. And that's what I speak about on this channel. And when my book come out, I'm gonna have all those laws written down, so you'll be able to see. And when you see it, you'll be able to pinpoint it. That's the law of difference. That's the law of abundance. I got six laws that govern this human prison bar system. And they cannot operate outside of that. So they very cunning. And you ever heard of an angel of light? It means like something that's evil that comes in the form of something good. That's what a lot of these people are. And even a lot of this new age philosophy, all it is like angel of light teachings. It'll say things that sound pleasant, but it doesn't get to the core of the machine itself. And that's where the LSOTB comes into operation. See? Because men, like for instance, lions, right? They've been operating the same way for thousands and thousands of years. You see what I'm saying? But that's because they don't have lioness modulating their behavior. If a lion has modulated behavior, it's because he came in contact with humans. But in our instance, we live in a different setup. And our modulation occurs through the female that is used. And also, like I said, it's men who we now are classifying as females. They are used to modulate because unlike animals, it's a spiritual thing behind what we go through. Because animals, they don't have higher spirits and souls like we have. You see what I'm saying? So what I was going to say, if you look at lions, when they around lioness, they act like lions. They not acting like no beta lions or they fighting to be the alpha. And if they can't physically overcome the alpha lion, then they don't get the woman. It ain't no such thing as a lion that don't know he's a lion. He not changing his behavior around females. He see it and he has to battle for it. Amongst other lions that could be stronger than him. But when it comes to us, because we are spiritual, it's more of a spiritual struggle, which incurs a different, aspect to it all, which is the frequency that we come at this entire thing. Whether you want to say females getting a job, being accepted, you got to have a certain frequency to enter. And I think all men understand this. We understand this genetically. Even though we'll deny it, when you're around women, you're not really behaving like you want to behave. You're not. You're doing it in a certain way because you modulate it to do that. When you see a dude out at the park and he's holding hands with his girl or whatever, some woman he's trying to sleep with, he's not doing that because he wants to be holding hands with her. If it's the first date, he really don't want to be holding hands. He really don't want to be going to the park. But his behavior has been modulated to the point he feels like, I have to do this. I have to go through the motions in order to get the female. But on the other hand, the female, she's not under that pressure. She's the one that's deciding whether you are good enough or not. Because she could instantly say, yeah, you know what? We ain't got to go to this park. Unzip your pants right now. Let's go behind this this public bathroom, and I'm gonna bend over and I just want you to hit it. She can easily say that. But what she's doing is she is modulating you to her advantage. And her advantage is using you, number one, ultimately, when you're dealing with a woman, the ultimate goal is to get her pregnant. Let's just be real. Sex is the ultimate goal. And the purpose for sex is impregnation. Let's just be real. So, having said that, it should be easy to see why she controls the modulation machine. She's not the one under the telescope. When you go out on a date with a woman, you under her control, man. Let's just be real. You out in public, you at a restaurant with all of these rape laws and everything. She could say anything. She can say you tried to make some type of advance to her that you didn't make. She can say you tried to rape her. She can say anything. So she is in control of this frequency modulation. She controls it. Like them 3 girls you see in front of me. As a man, you would look at them and be like, oh, I'm gonna walk up to them. What I'm gonna say to them? Like, what I'm gonna say? I gotta think of something. I gotta think of something real fun and fast to say. Something that's gonna make her laugh. See, you understand this as a man, that in order to get with a female, you gotta make them laugh. You gotta put on this puppet show. You gotta put on this circus show. You gotta jump through fire rings and walk across a balance beam. You understand all of this. But like I said, they are the game. So you think you're doing something, you think it's your actions that's influencing her to get with you or not. But it's not. She has already read your energy. I'm telling y'all, this is an energy thing. And these people are demons. So she already knows if you are one of them or not. See, in your mind, you still fiddling around with it. And you saying to yourself, oh, I'm going to trick this girl into thinking it ain't going to work, Captain. I'm telling you now, I've tried it before. It might work a little bit in the beginning, but even still, it's not working. She's just stringing you along, and she's still kind of guessing where you stand as a individual in the human prison bar system. That's all it is. And she is not under that pressure. You see? I'm walking around right now. I bet you I could walk around this mall all day. And the likelihood of a woman walking up to me and saying, hey, how you doing? Here's my phone number. Hit me up. You know why they don't do it like that? Because they designed to make everything complicated. Because they all about wasting your time. And that's the nature of the human prison bar system. It's about draining your time. It's a vampiristic system that we live in. It's about energy draining. See, men, we straight to the point. Logic equates to being straight to the point about things. I see something, I see a task, I get it done. That's how logic thinks. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Women are not emotional based upon the fact that they got this caring nature and all of that. They are emotional because it's a trick. It's a game. They want you to think that they are emotional so you can get emotionally invested in them in order to drain your energy. That's what it's all about. You becoming emotionally invested in this system. Because if it was a quick boom, bang, thank you, ma'am type of thing, you wouldn't get emotionally invested in it. You wouldn't give them the time of day. You wouldn't be thinking about getting married. You wouldn't be thinking about relationships. You wouldn't be thinking about having children. So they have to make the woman be complicated to keep you as the man under her system. That's why you have grown ass men on their knees asking a woman to marry them. Can you imagine a silverback gorilla kneeling down to a gorilla, and he 500 pounds and can bend a metal pole, and he bowing down? If you saw that in nature, you would think something was wrong with that gorilla. So why, as a man, you are allowing these women to frequency modulate you? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Why, as a man, are you allowing this? And this stuff has been going on for far too long, man. And that's why nobody else don't speak about this. And that's why we still under this enslavement. All as men, we are under this enslavement because it's too few of us who get it. And that's why you only get this on Left Side of the Brain channel. Notice, you can go all around YouTube, ain't nobody gonna be saying this. Why you think that is? Because a lot of these men, they aid in the suppression of information. See, in order for them to rule us as men, you gotta have other men aiding these females. Because a female is too physically weak to control us by herself. So she needs the muscle strength of the man. That's why I say they got females in men's bodies. While you thinking it's just the females, when you first wake up, you'll be like, oh, left side of the brain is right. It's females doing this. But then no, it's another aspect to it. It's men that's just as guilty in aiding and abetting. They be all in the comment section. I see them all the time. They be all in the comment section. But now I've noticed that more Jaguar males are stepping up to the plate. And when y'all see it, and by the way, I want to shout out everybody who does. I see more Jaguars in the comment section stepping up to these male betas. And I've noticed that they have left the comment section because light and darkness can't share the same space. So they have left the comment section because they see we're not taking it no more. You see? And that's a good thing. Let me get back on my train of thought. I was about to say something. Gee. Just about to say something. It was real good, too. Damn, I was just about to drop something heavy. What was I about to say? Dang. Man. Anyway, it'll come back to me. But yeah, man, that's what it's about, man. Like, this is the secret wars, man. And another aspect to the secret wars is learning this type of secret information. You see what I'm saying? They do everything in secret, right? So this information, it comes out in secrecy. You can say the Left Side of the Brain channel is like a little secret closet or something, because it's this type of information is not readily available like that. You see what I'm saying? So, man, I really wish I remember what I was about to say. It was something so heavy. I don't know what that was that made me forget that. Damn. And I ain't even ready to start recording yet. Shit. But I'm gonna end this video right now. Even though I forgot that heavy bomb I was about to drop, I still made some good points. I'm gonna do another one too. So yeah, man, I just wanted to drop this video about frequency modulation. Go ahead, hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button, add us on Instagram. Damn. And until next time, Left Side of the Brain signing out.